like half off the camera, which is weird. I'm either on or I'm off.
There we go. Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light. I'm Michael Sandler, your host on Inspire Nation, along with Jessica Lee, aka the Pokey, who's running all things chat here this evening. We also have lots of gratuitous squirrels and chipmunks who have come to join us here this evening. And so glad we could have you here just outside Abilene, Colorado. We are going to talk about getting grounded, about recharging, about having to be able to go during this exceptional time, for lack of another way to put it. So with that said, we're having a grounded recharge class tonight because I want to teach you as much as I can. And then we're also having a boot camp, 5 nights where we're going to be diving into this and doing lots of clearing work and lots of cool energetic work as well this coming Monday through Friday. So what is the importance of grounding and recharging, and why now? Well, why now? I guess we know from everything going on in the world. For ourselves, I mentioned it a week or two ago, we've had a miscarriage, our 3rd miscarriage. And why do I bring that up at the beginning? Because it means that we get to do exactly what I'm going to be challenging or helping you to do here this evening. It is exceptionally important. So an interesting way that we can think of getting grounded, refueling, recharging our soul is to think body, mind, and soul. Now, truly, there is no separation between the 3 or the 2, or however we want to call it. There is no duality, but that's a topic for another day. But one way that we can look at it right now is from in terms of self-care. How can we do self-care for our bodies? How can we do self-care for our minds? How can we do self-care for our souls? And when it comes to body, so I'm going to talk to you about what we have been doing. And again, I'll tell you more about the boot camp, but you can come join us. It's like $7 for a full week of being with us, of learning how to get grounded, working with a group on getting grounded, on feeling better, having community. When it comes to self-care for ourselves, that's meant good food, lots of good food, not surprisingly, not comfort food. Comfort food doesn't actually make you feel very comfortable. And have we just lost? No, I think we're okay. Hold on, everybody. There we go. Comfort food doesn't necessarily mean comfortable. What it means is food that nourishes our soul. That's what we need to do right now. So we've been doing a lot more salads. We've been doing a lot more greens. We've been doing a lot more of the light stuff rather than the heavy stuff that doesn't make you feel exhausted afterwards. So we've been doing that from a food perspective. And then I am so excited. I wonder if I can show you on my watch. I believe I'm going to do this here. It's a little bit hard to see. Let's see if you can see this here. Opa. Nope, it's too dark. There, you can see those lines.
Take it off of your wrist.
I wonder. Then will I be able to put it back on my wrist? What we've been doing is we have been going. So I've got here how many steps I've taken today. 11,424. And we've been walking each and every evening and getting somewhere between 15 and 20,000 steps a day. That's probably not bright enough. And the reason for it is the longer that we walk within reason, the more we put ourselves back in our bodies. You see, right now, whether it's movies, whether it's Facebook, whether it's internet porn, whether it's news, whatever it is, everything that we're watching is spinning us out of our bodies. We're feeling more ungrounded. Movement helps us get back into our bodies. Mindfulness, that's another great tool that you can use for getting in your body. Simple way you could be mindful at this moment is to feel your feet against the floor. Feel the bird seat on the seat. Feel your hands against the seat. Feel your butt against the seat as well. Brings you back into your body. The more that you're in your body, the better you will feel. On top of that, one that we don't regularly talk about, ironically, is talking. Now, certainly with Jessica, that means listening to her and being able to share more, both on the expressive side of things from each of us being able to express, helps us ground in our bodies. Not talking about our worries and our problems, although that's good too, but just being able to emote during this time, which is why if you don't have somebody by your side, dive into a treasured journal with everything that you've got. And then working on getting your strength going again. So when Jessica, years ago, she had mold toxicity poisoning. And we had to move from Maui. We got her back to New Jersey, out of the house that we found out had black mold in it just a couple weeks before we moved. And back in her home in New Jersey, about 6 months in, I decided I wanted to go to a gym. And I can remember telling the Pookie about it, telling Jessica that I wanted to go to a gym. And well, since you're on camera at the moment, what did you say?
I want to come.
And who got stronger at the gym? Who was lifting almost 1,000 pounds with a leg press at like 114 pounds wet? It was wild, absolutely wild. There are so many studies out now about how much weightlifting will wake up the mind and flips on hormones that haven't, growth hormones that haven't been on almost since we were kids or teenagers. And you feel better when you are embodied. So getting yourself moving again, getting yourself stronger again. I've been feeling this week, because I've been doing a lot of running and now I'm doing some speed workouts to get myself stronger. I know this week, and we can talk about it next week, and we can talk about it on the boot camp. I'm going to start lifting again. Now I have a home gym. I use TRX. I'll do push-ups and stuff, but I am feeling like getting back more into my body, getting more grounded, getting stronger again. Now let's talk about self-care for the mind. Wherever we focus on, wherever our attention is, wherever it's wandering, where our mind goes will either help us feel better or feel worse. Now, this is part of the challenge of watching the news, what I normally call negative, worthless stimulation. We're going to come back to that in a moment. But truly, you are reprogramming your mind with everything you think about, with everything you look at, with everything that you do. I think it's why I enjoy meditations with these little guys that you see behind me in my lap in the morning, because that truly helps me focus the mind and plug it back in. So this is an exceptionally great time. We talked about for your body doing mindful meditation, for your mind as well. Do a meditation. You can do a guided meditation as well, where you focus on your feet, you tighten them, you relax them, you focus on your calves, you tighten, you relax, and go through your whole body. Or there are mindful breath work meditations you can do, which we're going to be teaching you in boot camp this week, to embody as well. We think of meditation typically as something that's for the spirit. It's not true. Well, there's really no separation. But meditations often get you back into your body. Now, my crystal ball is broken, but if I were to try to look at it, I would say stuff is going down in certainly September to November. What does that mean? Get stronger in your body, get moving, get the energy flowing, get the chi flowing. Learn how to quiet the mind and bring it back to where you want to right now. Almost all of my coaching right now is focused on what I call becoming a Zen Jedi Knight. I help people to up-level their lives, but really, at its core, what I'm doing right now is helping your mind to balance on the end of a pin. Why? because we are all law of attraction masters. We can all draw into our lives over time anything we desire. As Neville Goddard put it, mind is creator, and your current circumstances are directly related or a result of what you've been thinking in the past. This is without judgment. This doesn't mean you've done anything wrong. You look around you and go, oh my God, what was I thinking? Not at all. But it means we can truly up-level our lives by where we place our thoughts. And we need to keep fuel in the tank for whatever is coming our way in August, September, October, and November. That's why we're holding this class this week, because now July is when things are really, as crazy as it sounds, at the calmest they're going to be. So if we learn skills when things are at their calmest, even though it doesn't feel necessarily calm, then when things start swirling, you can become the eye at the center of the storm. So on top of watching what we ingest with our mouths, we get to watch what we ingest with our minds. Is there clutter in the house that you can get rid of? Are there pictures on the wall that don't serve you? Is there stuff in your drawers that brings you down every time you see it that you can get rid of? Is your social media making you feel better? You can ask, you can breathe into it. You can go, how does this make me feel? Does it make me feel light, like looking at the chipmunks behind me? Or does it make me feel heavy, like looking at Jaws behind us? And make sure you choose the things to watch with your eyes that make you light. It is so important that we get light with our minds right now. That brings us back to news, negative, worthless stimulation. Jessica's been really challenging me on it. She feels I've been watching more than she would like me to. I admit I've been watching a bunch. I do, though, reframe after I'm watching it. So I was looking at the news this afternoon with Governor Polis of Colorado. And I thought he did a few really good things so that people wouldn't be evicted, at least for the short term. For the long term, I'd like to see some way that people, their rent or mortgage can be covered so that they're not going to lose their home. But at least for the short term, and without going into politics, I was able to reframe it as I see a positive here. Whenever you close a window or leave your negative, worthless stimulation, make sure you find a positive or link it to a positive activity. We're going on, I keep calling it a book tour. We're going on a tour this fall. Woohoo! At least as things stand right now, borders being open and stuff. We're going up to Alaska. We're bringing Inspire Nation on the road. How does it get any better than this? So if I watch negative, worthless stimulation, I'm going to go look at what RV are we going to rent or buy or whatever we're going to do. We are so open right now. And I go to it and I burn it into my psyche. Or I look at the route we're going and I burn that into my psyche. I go to something positive after each challenging thing so that my subconscious will be continuously working on something positive. On that note, last note when it comes to the mind, each and every morning, since in many ways, since the miscarriage, but specifically starting at least a week ago, each and every morning, I